Let me ask you something. How many pieces of clothing do you own right now? Go ahead, just guess. 30? 50? 127? Now let me ask a better question. How many of them actually make you feel good when you wear them? Welcome back to Minimalist Living Lab. I'm Evan Hart, and today, we're unzipping a conversation that's long overdue. This episode is called The Minimalist Wardrobe. Do you need 100 pieces? And no, this isn't about dressing like a monk or tossing out your favorite jeans. This is about something deeper. This is about the emotional weight in your closet, the identity crisis tangled in your hangers, the quiet stress behind every "what should I wear today" moment that's not really about clothes, but about clarity. Because here's the truth. Fashion is more than fabric. It's communication. It's habit. It's history. And for many of us, it's chaos. Open your closet. Really open it. You might not see clutter, you might see potential. But then ask yourself, why does choosing what to wear feel like work? Why do you wear the same handful of pieces over and over again, while the rest sits quietly, forgotten and used, unloved? In this episode, we're going to explore something called fashion detox, a gentle but radical approach to clearing out the noise, the guilt, the pressure, and rediscovering your wardrobe as a place of ease, not anxiety. We'll talk about why you own what you own, why it's so hard to let go, why the industry wants you to feel like last season means not good enough, and more importantly, we'll talk about what it feels like to wake up, look in your closet, and actually smile. You'll learn simple strategies to evaluate, reset, and reimagine the clothes you own, without shame, without pressure, and without trying to become someone you're not. Because minimalism isn't about having less. It's about being more. More intentional. More confident. So whether you're someone who shops to self-soothe, holds onto things just in case, or has a closet that looks like a museum of your past selves, this episode is for you. By the end of our time together, you might not have all the answers. But you'll have a better question. What if my wardrobe could give me back my mornings? What if it could help me live lighter? What if I only wore what helped me become who I already am? Let's begin. And let's make space for clarity, for calm, and for a closet that actually works for you. Picture this. It's 7:18 a.m. You've got 10 minutes before you need to be out the door. You open your closet, and boom. A tidal wave of fabric stares back at you. Shirts you don't remember buying. Pants that haven't fit right since that one Thanksgiving. Dresses with tags still on. And suddenly, you're standing there, motionless, overwhelmed, thinking, I have nothing to wear. Sound familiar? It's one of the most common, yet least examined frustrations of modern life. We're surrounded by clothes, but starved for choice. Not because we don't have enough, but because we have too much. And most of it doesn't really serve us. There's a paradox hidden in abundance. The more options we have, the harder it is to make a decision. This phenomenon is called decision fatigue. And it's very real. It's why Steve Jobs wore the same black turtleneck. Why Barack Obama rotated through just 2 suits. It wasn't about being boring, it was about being efficient. Because here's the thing. Every time you look at a piece of clothing and think, maybe? Your brain does a little push-up. And by the time you've said maybe 12 times, you're mentally exhausted, and the day hasn't even started. A cluttered closet is more than just an inconvenience. It's a stress loop. A silent source of tension that eats at your mornings, your focus, and your mood. And over time, it becomes normal. We stop noticing the weight it puts on our lives. We stop questioning the invisible tax it charges us, day after day after day. But minimalism dares to ask, what if getting dressed didn't have to be stressful? What if your wardrobe wasn't a battlefield, but a sanctuary? What if the clothes you owned, all of them, fit, flattered, and felt like you? Not you 5 years ago. Not you in 10 pounds. Not you on a fantasy vacation you've never taken. But the you who's living right now. Today. This version. That's where the minimalist mindset begins. Not with a number. Not with a Pinterest aesthetic. But with a question. What is this closet really costing me? And what would it feel like to finally get that space back? This isn't about shame. It's not about guilt. It's about permission. Permission to say, I've outgrown this. I'm not that person anymore. I deserve a space that makes me feel good. You see, a minimalist wardrobe isn't a punishment. It's a gift. Not to impress others, but to reclaim something you've slowly lost without realizing. Peace. Clarity. Ease. So the next time you open your closet, and that familiar sense of dread creeps in, remember this. It's not your fault. You've been taught to want more. To buy more. To believe that more equals better. But now you know better. And that means you can do better. And you don't have to start big. Start with one drawer. Start with your socks. Start with the question. What do I actually wear, and why? That single moment of awareness can start an avalanche of transformation. Let's keep going. Let's slow down for a second. Take a breath. Now, walk over to your closet. Yes, really. Stand in front of it and take a look. What do you see? A favorite sweater that makes you feel instantly at home? A jacket that still smells like that trip you took to the coast? Or maybe that fancy dress you've never worn? That pair of jeans you used to love, back when they fit differently? That blazer that was supposed to impress people you no longer talk to? This isn't just a pile of fabric. It's a museum of your identity, past, present, and imagined. The truth is, we rarely keep clothes just because they're useful. We keep them because they mean something. Or at least, they used to. Every unworn shirt might carry a whisper. I'll fit into this again someday. This was expensive, I should wear it more. My mom gave this to me, I can't get rid of it. Those aren't garments. They're emotional contracts you never agreed to sign. See, overconsumption isn't just about greed. It's about fear. Fear of not having enough. Fear of not being enough. And most dangerously, fear of letting go. Letting go of a piece of clothing can feel like letting go of a version of yourself. The version that partied more. The version that dressed up for everything. The version that was skinnier. Or newer. Or happier. But that version isn't coming back. And maybe they don't need to. Because who you are today deserves just as much space. Just as much love. Just as much style. The fashion industry thrives on our insecurities. It tells you, buy this, and you'll be relevant. Wear this, and you'll finally feel confident. This trend? It's what you're missing. But it never stops. There's always a next thing. Always a new must-have. And always, a subtle message that who you are isn't quite good enough without it. That's not clothing. That's marketing. And it's designed to keep you hooked. Minimalism steps in and says, wait a minute. What if I don't need to chase trends? What if I already have more than enough? What if the problem isn't me, it's the noise around me? So we begin to edit. Not just our wardrobes, but our beliefs. We ask, why am I holding on to this? Who told me this was valuable? Would I buy this again today? And slowly, things begin to shift. That dress you never wore? It taught you about impulse. That jacket that no longer fits? It reminded you that your body is evolving, and that's okay. That cheap shirt that fell apart after 2 washes? It helped you realize the cost of fast fashion. Everything teaches you something. Even the things you let go of. Especially those. And here's a radical idea. Letting go isn't failure. It's graduation. You're not giving up on your clothes. You're giving them the freedom to serve someone else. And giving yourself the space to grow. There's a moment, often quiet, often unexpected, when you look at a pile of clothes on your bed and say, "This no longer represents me." And that's when everything changes. You stop dressing for who you used to be, or who you think you're supposed to be. You start dressing for the person who's already here, in this room, living this life. And that, my friend, is the start of freedom. Let's keep walking. Let's imagine for a moment. Your wardrobe is like your diet. What you consume regularly shapes your energy, your identity, and even your emotional balance. Now, what if your closet is on a junk food binge? Clothing you don't love. Outfits that no longer fit your life. Impulse buys from late night scrolling. Pieces that scream for validation, not comfort. You wouldn't eat that every day. So why wear it? Enter the fashion detox. It's not a fad. It's not a trend. It's not about being perfect or minimalist for the sake of aesthetic. It's about giving your mind and your wardrobe a break. A fashion detox is a conscious pause. A deliberate decision to stop adding more. And start reconnecting with what you already have. Think of it as hitting reset. You silence the noise. You step out of the consumption cycle. You stop asking, "What's new?" and start asking, "What's enough?" Let's walk through what that might look like. Basket Step 1, the No Buy Challenge. Commit to buying no new clothing for 30 days. That's it. No loopholes. No exceptions. You'll discover that your desire to shop is often emotional, not practical. Boredom. Stress. Comparison. A need for control. Shopping becomes a coping mechanism, but rarely a solution. By pressing pause, you begin to notice those triggers, and you gain power over them. Magnifying glass tilted left. Step 2, the closet audit. This part is vulnerable, but powerful. Take everything out. Yes, everything. Lay it on your bed. Pile it high. Feel the weight of what you've accumulated. Now, piece by piece, ask, would I buy this again today? Not. Did I wear it once in 2018? Not. Was it expensive? Not. Did someone give it to me? Just. Would I choose this today with who I am now? You don't have to throw things away right now, but allow yourself to see. Because clarity often comes from contrast. And when you see your whole closet at once, you start to see your habits, your identity shifts, your buying patterns. It's uncomfortable. It's honest. It's liberating. Artist palette. Step 3, get creative. Here's where minimalism meets joy. Pick one piece of clothing you love, just one. Maybe it's that soft black tee, or those high-waisted jeans that feel like home. Now, challenge yourself. Style that item 3 different ways. Across casual, professional, and relaxed settings. You don't need more clothes. You need more imagination. And creativity often blooms best within constraint. When your wardrobe is smaller, your relationship with it becomes deeper. You start to notice textures. How colors make you feel. How one jacket can transform 3 outfits with intention. It becomes a playground, not a prison. Luggage. Step 4, try a capsule wardrobe. A capsule wardrobe isn't about numbers. It's about alignment. Typically, it includes around 25 to 50 pieces. But that number's not sacred. What's sacred is how well those pieces serve your life. Choose items that fit your current body, reflect your real lifestyle, work across multiple seasons, make you feel grounded, not performative. Suddenly, your mornings get easier. Decision fatigue vanishes. and your closet becomes a curated space full of yes. No more maybe clothes. No more guilt. No more fantasy selves. Just you, showing up for your life as you are. A fashion detox is not a punishment. It's a declaration. It says, I trust myself to feel good and less. I choose presence over pressure. I want a wardrobe that works for my real life. And the best part? You don't have to give up style. You're just choosing substance with style. You're choosing clarity, comfort, and confidence, not curated for social media, but designed for you, by you. Fashion doesn't have to exhaust you. It can energize you. But that starts with stepping away, even briefly, so you can see clearly again. Let's go deeper. Do you really need 100 pieces of clothing? Think about it for a second. Let the number settle. 100. Not dollars. Not hours. Not steps. But outfits. Shirts, pants, dresses, jackets, shoes, scarves. Do you own that many? If you're like most people, the answer is yes, maybe even well beyond yes. But here's the better question. Do you need 100 pieces of clothing? And even more radically, do you use them? Enjoy them? Even remember them? When your closet is filled with that much variety, it begins to demand something of you. It demands time. It demands attention. It demands mental effort. And over time, all those little decisions, what to wear, what not to wear, pile up. That's the hidden cost of abundance without intention. Let me introduce you to a different formula. One that doesn't show up in fashion magazines or shopping apps. A minimalist equation. Fewer items equals fewer decisions equals more energy for what matters. Think of your mental bandwidth like a battery. Every day, you wake up with a limited charge. And each choice you make, what to eat, what to reply, what to wear, drains it, bit by bit. Now imagine this. What if you never had to think about clothes in the morning? What if your closet offered you only pieces that fit, felt good, and looked great every single time? That's not boring. That's brilliant. That's designing your environment to serve you, not stress you. That's why Barack Obama wore the same suits. Why Steve Jobs stuck to his black turtleneck. Why Mark Zuckerberg rotates through identical gray shirts. It's not laziness. It's clarity. They understand. The fewer trivial decisions you have to make, the more space you have for decisions that actually shape your life. Now, of course, you're not running a country or building the next iPhone. But you are building something. A career. A home. A life. And the way you start your morning, the mental clarity you bring into your day, matters. Let's redefine what enough looks like. Enough doesn't mean scarcity. It means sufficiency. It means knowing what works for you and letting go of the rest. It means clothes that reflect your life, not the life you're trying to impress others with. It means trusting yourself to live more with less. You don't need 100 pieces. You need confidence. You need clarity. You need freedom. And freedom doesn't live in a drawer filled with 12 versions of the same pair of jeans you never wear. Let's try a little visualization. Close your eyes, unless you're driving. Imagine a simple rack. It holds maybe 20 or 30 items. Every single one fits you. Feels like you. You can reach in, pull anything off the hanger, and know it works. No stress. No guilt. No second guessing. That's not less. That's just right. In minimalism, we talk a lot about removing excess. But the truth is, it's not about the removal. It's about the return. What you get back. More time. More space. More presence. More mornings where you sip your coffee without pacing between outfit options. More weekends where you don't spend 3 hours reorganizing your closet. more energy for the things and people you love. So, do you need 100 pieces? Maybe. Maybe not. But the real question is, what's your closet full of? Clothing? Or noise? Style? Or stories you've outgrown? You don't have to throw everything out. You don't have to count your clothes like a monk. But what if, just what if, you chose to own only what brings you peace? Let's move from counting clothes to counting the calm they bring. From asking, do I have enough? To asking, am I free yet? You ready? Let's keep walking. Let's clear up a common misconception. Minimalism isn't beige. It isn't boring. It isn't about wearing the same plain shirt over and over. It's not a fashion rulebook written in neutrals. Minimalism is not a look. It's a lens. And the most powerful thing it reveals is who you are beneath the layers. Let's be honest. Most of us don't get dressed in the morning purely for comfort. We get dressed to be seen. Seen as successful. Seen as stylish. Seen as someone who belongs. We dress for roles. The leader. The trendsetter. The good girl. The guy who's always polished. And we forget to ask, what happens when the performance ends? Who are you when the outfit comes off? Your wardrobe is more than function. It's communication. Every outfit says something, even when you're not speaking. So ask yourself, what are your clothes saying today? Are they telling the truth? Are they whispering, I'm confident? Or are they screaming, please approve of me? Are they grounded in your current values, or leftover from a life you no longer live? You see, when you begin to dress with intention, you start aligning the outside with the inside. Your wardrobe becomes a mirror, not a mask. And suddenly, you're not just wearing clothes. You're embodying identity. That's what minimalism gives you. Not a stripped-down closet, but a stripped-back ego. It removes the noise, the posturing, the impulse to dress up a version of yourself that no longer feels real. Because here's the truth that fashion marketing won't tell you. You don't need a new wardrobe to become a new person. You need clarity to return to the person you've always been. That's why this journey is emotional. Because we're not just letting go of clothes. We're letting go of who we thought we had to be. Of personas we curated in high school. Of Pinterest boards that belong to someone else's dream. Of expectations from partners, parents, society. And in the space we clear, something else begins to grow. Authenticity. Self-respect. And peace. When you walk into a room wearing something that's truly you, you feel it. There's no tugging at the sleeves. No second guessing if you fit in. You own the space you take up. Not because of what you're wearing, but because you're no longer hiding behind it. And here's the twist. When you stop dressing for attention, you start attracting what's real. Real connections. Real comfort. Real confidence. So let me ask you, do your clothes reflect your values? Do they align with your lifestyle? Do they support your future self, not just flatter your past one? If not, it's okay. This isn't about shame. It's about choice. And today, you get to choose differently. Minimalism isn't aesthetic. It's identity. It's the courage to say, this is who I am. And I don't need 20 versions of myself hanging in my closet to prove it. It's waking up, getting dressed, and walking out the door feeling light. Not just in fabric, but in spirit. Let's keep going. So you're ready. Ready to make space. To breathe easier. To open your closet and feel calm, not chaos. But maybe you're staring at that full wardrobe thinking, where on earth do I even start? Right here. Right now. Let's take your philosophy and turn it into a practice. This is your wardrobe reset. And here's how you do it, step by intentional step. Step 1. Pull everything out. Yes, everything. Open your drawers. Empty your closet. Grab the baskets, the storage bins, the forgotten bags under the bed. Lay it all out where you can see it. The floor. The bed. The chair. It's not supposed to look pretty. It's supposed to wake you up. Because when you see it all laid bare, you can no longer pretend your wardrobe is under control. You see the decisions, the duplicates, the pieces still with tags, the weight. That's the beginning of clarity. Brain step 2, the 3-pile sort. Now we start the process of discernment. This isn't about what's trendy. It's about what speaks to you. Create 3 piles. 1. Love it, wear it weekly. These are the MVPs. They fit. They flatter. They make you feel confident, authentic, and comfortable. 2. Haven't worn in 12 plus months. These are the pieces collecting dust. Ask yourself why. Does it not fit? Does it feel outdated? Or does it belong to an older version of you? 3. Maybe someday. The trickiest pile. The dress for a fantasy event. The jeans for a future body. The shirt you keep out of guilt. Be honest. Would you reach for it today if no one was watching? If not, that's a no in disguise. Fire step 3, the brave cut. Now here's where most people pause. They overthink. They second guess. But I want to remind you, you're not discarding clothing. You're reclaiming energy. You don't need to donate it all today. Put the maybe pile in a box. Label it, check back in 30 days. Store it out of sight. If you don't miss it, you probably don't need it. For the rest, donate, sell, gift, recycle. Let it serve someone else. Let it move on. So you can move forward. Sparkle step 4, define your style words. Minimalism isn't about what you remove. It's about what you choose to keep. So let's define your style identity. Pick 3 words that describe how you want to feel when you get dressed. Not how you want to look, but how you want to live. Maybe it's confident, calm, creative, or casual, sharp, grounded, or even elegant, soft, free. Whatever you choose, write it down. Let those 3 words become your compass. Every future piece you buy, every outfit you build, should align with them. This is your style. Not borrowed. Not forced. Yours. Step 5, create a visual limit. Now it's time to bring in structure. Choose a boundary. 1 clothing rack. 1 dresser. 1 drawer per category. 1 seasonal capsule. Why? Because freedom thrives within limits. Boundaries help you honor intention. They remind you not to overflow, not to default to excess. You don't need a spreadsheet. You need a visible, physical line that says, "This is enough." Repeat button step 6, maintain with intention. Now that you've cleared the clutter, how do you keep it that way? Try the 1 in, 1 out rule. Every time you bring in something new, 1 piece goes out. This keeps your closet dynamic, not stagnant. And before you buy something, pause and ask, do I love this? Will I wear this at least 10 times? Does this support my 3 words? If the answer isn't a full-body yes, maybe it's not meant for you. Minimalism isn't about never buying again. It's about buying with soul. Buying with alignment. Buying with joy, not with pressure. Person in lotus position bonus, try a 10 by 10 challenge. Choose 10 items of clothing. Wear only those 10 items for the next 10 days. Mix, match. Experiment. Observe. You'll be amazed at the clarity that comes from constraint. You'll realize what you really need. and what you never missed. It's a powerful detox, and it's kind of fun. And there you have it. Your wardrobe reset. Not a rule book, but a ritual. You don't have to change your entire wardrobe overnight. You just have to take one honest step. And then another. And then another. This is not about fashion. It's about freedom. It's about dressing with fewer layers between you and who you really are. Let's wrap it up. So here you are. You made it to the end. Not just of an episode, but of a mindset shift. We've talked about the closet. But really, this was never about clothes, was it? It was about space. Mental space. Emotional space. The kind of space that helps you wake up in the morning and breathe. Not because you finally figured out what to wear, but because you no longer need clothes to figure out who you are. Minimalism asks us to edit, to remove what no longer reflects us, to strip away the noise until all that's left is something pure, something clear, something true. You don't need 100 pieces. You need enough. Enough to express, not impress. Enough to live, not prove. Enough to move through your day with quiet confidence. And zero regret. Here's a little secret. The most stylish people you know, they aren't always the most fashionable. They're the most aligned. They wear their values. They carry clarity like it's a second skin. They walk into rooms not asking, "Do I fit in?" but declaring, without a word, "I'm home in myself." That's the power of intentional living. And that's the gift of the minimalist wardrobe. So here's your gentle challenge this week. Pick 10 pieces from your closet. Just 10. And wear only those for the next 7 days. No shopping. No switching. Just noticing. Notice what rises. The habits. The hesitations. The hidden pressure to be new. Then notice what falls away. The anxiety. The overthinking. The lie that more equals better. Let yourself be surprised. Because clarity often shows up in quiet ways. Like a drawer that finally closes without force. Like a morning where getting dressed takes 30 seconds. Like realizing you felt beautiful all day. In the same outfit you used to call too plain. That's the magic. You don't have to follow rules. You don't have to count your clothes. You just have to ask. Does this serve me? Does this reflect me? Does this help me return to myself? And if it does, keep it. If it doesn't, bless it, then let it go. Because you are not what you wear. But what you wear can remind you that you're already enough. Already worthy. Already whole. Thank you for walking this path with me today. If this episode gave you a new lens, a fresh question, or a deeper breath, consider sharing it with someone who's ready to lighten their load. And if you haven't already, subscribe. Because this journey is just beginning. And in the weeks ahead, we'll keep exploring how less can actually mean so much more. Until next time, I'm Evan Hart. This is Minimalist Living Lab. Live simple. Live clear. Live true.